Daniel Cormier was on Joe Rogan's podcast a few days ago, and they brought up the weight cutting process. So you know I have to say my piece about it. Now, keep in mind, Daniel Cormier is one of the best light heavyweights ever. Double champ, probably made several millions throughout his career. The big guys get paid well. And this guy explaining his weight cutting process.
Did you ever work with a doctor to like
no, I just
with weight cutting?
So what I would do is I wrestled, right, my whole life. So I would go into the sauna with just my stuff, put all my sweet sweat on, then start putting all my clothes on in the sauna. So I would have my socks, my shoes, my sweats, my t-shirt, my hat, my plastics. I would walk straight to the treadmill, Joe. My heart's doing this because it's hot from the sauna. It's like, then I'm trapping all this heat in. Go straight to the ground where they wrap me for 13 minutes. And in those 13 minutes, I'm hurting, Joe. I'm hurting. I'm laying there. I mean, people are like rubbing me. They're like talking to me, trying to comfort me.
High-level guys, whether they miss weight or make weight, how they do it just like makes no sense. I'm 8-8 record. I'm an average fighter. I know how to cut weight. Not only better than those guys, it's okay, they don't have to know how to cut weight. They have to bring somebody that helps them. Now, he makes weight, right? So like, if it's working, it's working. That's what's wrong with fighters. That's what's wrong with us fighters. We're hard-headed, and I know. I've been the same way. I am the same way in most ways, just not in weight cutting, because for some reason I was lucky enough to be open-minded and be willing to learn. I still change things according to what I study. Every weight cut process that I do is better each time, because I always find out new stuff, because there's so much free information available out there, and we're gonna get to it soon. But fighters are so hard-headed, and they think like, okay, if I made weight, it's working, I don't need to change. My guy, is it working?
At the Olympics, my kidneys shut down. So I didn't get to wrestle my second Olympic Games. The problem with rehydrating is it would mess with your stomach. Everything you drank, everything you ate would make your stomach hurt.
Is it working?
So you got to get through the diarrhea. You got to get through all this stuff.
He says he goes through diarrhea every time. Like you have to go through the diarrhea to the cramps. You don't have to, man. You don't have to. And again, keep in mind, this is the highest of the highest level. He said he couldn't compete at the Olympic Games one time because his kidney shut down. You're about to lose an organ, and you can't compete in the highest level at the peak of the level of the sport because you're losing an organ due to your weight cutting. It's not working. I had about 20 weight cuts between amateur fights, boxing fights, MMA fights. The first 5 were disastrous, were completely wrong. I almost died on my third professional fight. I went through what all of the guys, most of the guys, 80%, 85, 88% of the guys are doing right now. Eventually, I got a nutritionist. My luck is that this only nutritionist that I ever had was really good, and he put me on to Mike Doce. He said, man, Mike Doce is the only guy who's doing things right. So whenever he dropped me, because he was a sponsorship and I lost a few fights, he was like, okay, I'm not working with you anymore. So whenever he dropped me, I just researched Mike Doce. And luckily also, Mike Doce has endless content on how to make weight online, free on YouTube. So I just studied that for years. In every weight cut process I went through, I applied more stuff that I found about him, and I thought my weight cut process was perfect, near perfect. And then every time I would cut weight, I would research even more, and I would find new stuff that I never saw from him, from so much stuff that he has out. And only on my last weight cut, I did the best water cut process. Like, I'm drinking water the day that I'm cutting weight. The day before the weigh-ins, the morning before the weigh-ins, I'm still drinking water, a whole gallon, by the way. I'm still eating food, little food, but I'm still eating the entire day too. The day of my weight cut, I'm feeling freaking great. 5 days before the weight cut, I'm 15 pounds above. The day of the weight cut, I'm 10 pounds above. Super easy weight cut. I go 2 pounds below what I needed so I can have dinner. So I lose 12 to 13 pounds in the last day with no sauna, no Epsom salt, not super hot, not suffering. It doesn't have to hurt you so much. It just doesn't have. And I know a lot of this is discipline, because fighters are fucking indisciplined as shit, hard-headed. Whatever I want to do, I want to do. Like whatever my coach from 20 years ago that never read a book told me, that's what I'm gonna keep doing. Fighters are just like that, right? and undisciplined, very undisciplined. Really hard to make fighters eat what they're supposed to eat. But a lot of that is also the lack of knowledge. They're going to the sauna, which is a lot hotter than they need to, when they could sweat just as much in a way more comfortable setting, where it's not just comfortable, because like fighters are like, oh, it's a comfortable, I don't care, I'm a fighter, I can go through it, but it's not good for your fighting. It's not good for your performance the day after, the 2 days after. You can do it a lot better. It can be a lot easier, a lot more sustainable, and you can fight for a longer time, and you can win more fights even. So the morning of my weight cut, I was just like this. I was 159.6 before going to my first bath. I just did a hot bath of half an hour, and I came out 156.6. And as you see, I'm still feeling great. When I made weight, I look like this. Like, I'm not hurting. Like, even after I made weight, I'm not hurting. Look at the dinner that I had. Pan-seared tuna, vegetables, rice, had a cup of water, even. All of that just from content online. So all of you can do that. All of you fighters that struggle to make weight, you can just look up Mike Doce's stuff online and learn a whole lot, make your weight cut process a lot better. Now, I studied that for like years. The last 5 years, I've been studying Mike Doce's content. You don't have to do that, but hire me, hire somebody that knows how to do it. I see a lot of fighters trainers doing Lockhart stuff, and I don't mean to talk shit. I learned some stuff from Lockhart too, but I don't know. Do your Google research. Every time I go back to Mike Doce, I have to throw everything away that I learned from Lockhart. I did the Lockhart protocol for rehydration once, and he has you drinking a Rockstar recovery drink the 15 minutes after you came off the scale. Now, look at Mike Doce. Like I said, every time I implement something new, and every time I improve. This last time, when I found out about drinking a whole gallon of water the morning that you're about to dehydrate, like, I had no problem trusting it, because everything else that I did coming from that guy worked so well. So even that was so stressful to drink a whole gallon of water the morning of, I did it. I trusted blindly, and easiest weight cut that I ever done. And granted, it was 150. I didn't have to make 145, which I usually need to, but I went down to 48. And actually, at the weigh-ins, I weighed at 147.2. I think that was my official weight. The promoter even came to me and said, you could have made 146, bro, because I asked for a catch weight. I asked for a 150. It was sort of late notice, but I could have done 145. Well, let's say just had to say my piece, you know, with guys at the highest level still doing stuff like that. And it's not just him. Like, you see fighters in the UFC missing weight still. Fights canceled because the commission saw them about to die. So it doesn't have to be like that, guys. It doesn't have to be like that. A lot of it is discipline, but a lot of it is knowledge. And knowledge is out there. All right? Just go get it or hire somebody. Especially if you're the highlight. If you're getting paid, man, it's no excuse. Why you want to risk your life? All right? So, well, and by the way, hit me up. All right, hit me up on Instagram over here. Send me a DM. I can help you. I'm a certified coach now under Mike Doce, but man, honestly, just get anybody under Mike Doce. They probably will know what to do. I do have my own empirical knowledge. I have 15 weight cuts by myself. 10 of them were super good. The first 5, like I said, was horrible. I have the knowledge of doing it myself. So hit me up. I can help you. Also, you have to be disciplined. That only comes from you. You have to have discipline. You have to not eat where you're supposed to not eat, and you have to eat where you're supposed to eat. Okay, a lot of fighters don't want to eat fucking vegetables. It's your job, man. It's your job. All right, I didn't like vegetables. I like them now. I didn't like them before, but it didn't matter what I thought. It's my job to eat. It's my job to make weight. It's my job to eat what the nutrition is I'm eating. So that's how you guys should think. Making weight is your job. So eat like it's your fucking job. Don't eat because you want to eat. Don't eat because it tastes good. Eat because you have to eat, because you have to do your job. That's what we get paid for. We get paid to do our job. Then do your job.